So we're officially in the month of May, and I'm excited to get moving on some other projects like the website and the shop and things I keep telling you guys about. But I have had to kind of go back and redo some things that I thought I had checked off my list already. Our taxes, for example, there were some mistakes made by the person that prepared them, so we've got to go and get that fixed. And just things like that where there's like official things that are kind of those like more important and urgent things that have to be done first before I can get to the good stuff or the fun stuff. So I've been doing a lot of stress sewing. This is the but I've been working on this one since January. It's from a pattern. I deviated quite a bit from the pattern, however, went a little rogue. But anyways, I've been working on that. I've been doing some more work. I wanted to build back up my accounts a little bit. A lot of that kind of stuff. However, things I have coming for you down the pipeline. I would like to take you on another surprise field trip. I definitely want to give you the full tour of my organized art studio / office, which we're in right now. And I want to actually do a little flip the script kind of thing on what I'd originally stated I was going to do. So let me explain. So I'm breaking this update down into categories. We'll talk artist, author, and YouTuber. So for the artist side of things, I have not done much art at all this past month, and this was the first month since we had recently moved. This was the first month that the studio / office was actually set up enough that I could have done the art, but there was kind of a block there, and I'm not really sure what it was. It's just been there. So I've kind of put it very firmly as my intention this month that no matter what, I'm going to just do some art journaling. And when we get to the YouTube section, I'll explain kind of one way that I'm going to reinforce and make sure that happens. But for sure, I'm set up to do it. There's no reason not to do it. It's just that thing of when you're choosing between types of self-care. And it's like, do I go for a walk or do I cook something so that I have a nutritious meal ready for tomorrow and I don't do a snack instead? That sort of thing. Or do I do art? Or do I journal? Or do I, and you've only got this much time to do one of those things. And so, but I do want to prioritize the art. I think that the benefits of the art are really advantageous, and sometimes it really only takes like 5 minutes to do a little bit in the art journal, even if you don't finish like a page. Just to do a little bit in there would be enough. I've been toying with the idea of doing a solo show, of putting on my own solo show of the work that I have done already, which you can see in that previous YouTube video that I posted, just to kind of call it like my early works and just get some real people's eyes on it and see how that goes over. I'm not sure if I would do that in the summer or if I would want to just wait till the end of the year and have a few more works to include in it. I'm not sure on that one yet. That's just an idea I've been toying with. So that's art. Moving on to author, I am still working on book number 2. I am still kind of finding that I'm doing a lot of editing. I have almost all of the poems there, but I feel like there's a little bit of a disconnect between kind of the older poems that I've written that feel like they belong in this book and some of the newer poems, and I want to make sure that there's like some continuity. It doesn't sound like 2 different people wrote this book, so I might need to rewrite some of those old poems or edit them to bring them to be in a little bit maybe even better quality or higher skill level, because my writing has improved. So they may need to level up a little bit before they qualify to be in book number 2. I've also had some hesitations about publishing it in this climate that we're in. So I'm kind of on a pause for that and just figuring out what I want to do with that. So this month I actually had my first poetry reading of the year. It was an event held at San Diego Writers Inc. And it was a lot of fun. The attendance for the event was quite small, intimate gathering. There was about, I want to say 11 people, in addition to the host and myself and the other featured reader. So, and then it was an open mic as well. So many of those people in the audience were reading at the open mic. I think that there was only like 2 people who did not read. And so the breakdown in the numbers for that is that 2 of the people that came were like people that came specifically to see me. So out of a dozen, I feel pretty good about that. And also 2 people purchased my book, and they were not the same 2 people that came for me because those people already have my book. So I feel like with such a small gathering, those are pretty good stats. I'm happy with those. And it was overall a very nice event. The host, Adam Greenfield, is great. He has some stuff on YouTube as well. You can check him out. I'll try and link to him. And he has a podcast as well where he interviews San Diego authors, and I've been on his podcast as well. So as far as YouTube, poetry campaign was not very successful on YouTube. And you know, I thought it might give me a little bit of a bump to post more often, but I think if anything, it kind of threw the algorithm a curveball of like, what is she doing? Because there's these shorter poetry videos that are quite different from the art, and I don't really have that many art videos up yet. We're going to change that in the coming 2 months. But I think it just it didn't help. I wouldn't say it harmed, but it didn't help. Go ahead and put the actual YouTube numbers here, and my growth has not been so exponential, I guess, that I feel like I don't need to be doing an update every single week on this journey. I originally thought that's what would be ideal to do, but then I realized things don't change that often. Another thing is when I'm watching a lot of these other YouTube videos on kind of the journey and making it as a YouTuber and things like that, a lot of those people, they plan to continue with that kind of path. They want to keep talking about that for a long time. I don't know that I do. I don't want to be a channel that teaches, a YouTuber that teaches other people how to YouTube. I'm offering up my own experience for others to learn from, but those people are most likely artists and authors, and so they're more interested in that. I'm having to go with my instincts at this time, and that's just going to boil down to what I actually can sustainably record and enjoy recording and putting out, because if I'm not enjoying it, I don't think anybody else is going to enjoy it. It's like that there's a saying that says, like, for the reader to cry when they're reading a book, the writer had to cry when they were writing the book. So if I want you guys to enjoy my videos, I have to enjoy making them. So I'm going to flip it and do a video every single week of actual art process. Like most likely, most of them will be art journaling. And then I'm going to do 1 video a month on the actual process, and I'm going to try to break it down into those 3 categories: artist, author, and YouTuber, and give you an update on each of those. And that'll make more sense because then I'll have more to update on each of those categories rather than checking in every week. It's just too often. I will still be bringing you a tour of this studio. It's pretty much organized, it's pretty much there. So I think I'm ready to give you guys that tour. And I'm also going to do a field trip. So I'm going to try talking through the art as I make it. I don't know how good I'm going to be at that, so I might have to do the voiceover thing later. But I'll do some experimenting, and you guys can let me know if I'm blabbering on too much, if you prefer music, if you want a little dancing thrown in. No, I'm not going that far. Yeah, sing a lot. I do apologize if that's annoying to anyone. So, there it is again. I hope that you have a wonderful week and take excellent care of yourself, and I will see you next week. Bye.